What is going on, guys? It's the MaD Dragon. It's a Monday, and of course, that can mean only one thing. We're here checking out the results of our predictions and our fantasy teams, going over the team of the week, who were the best possible players and teams you guys could have gone for. Quickly, in terms of the world rankings, not a lot to talk about. England took some points away from Scotland. France actually took a little bit away from Italy as well, but no movers and climbers, so we won't dive too deep into the world rankings because there's not really a lot to talk about. But let's jump straight in with predictions. How did we all get on with predicting this week? There was a tight old game with England-Scotland. I saw in the polls it was quite 50-50 on who people thought was going to be winning. I thought that was one that could end up catching people out. Let's start out then with Wales versus Ireland. Ireland taking this one by 9 points in the end. Much less than I thought. I went for Ireland by 22. Wales stepping up for that game. Great to see, you know, a lot of youngsters being added into the team. Ellis V and Max Llewellyn coming in. Big impacts into that game. So nice to see. I know we've got a lot of very hardcore Ireland subscribers on the channel, but I'm sure even the most staunch of supporters for Ireland, I bet you guys even, I don't know, 50, 60 minutes in, probably a little bit of worry going on in that game. I couldn't believe how well Wales did it in that performance. I always expected Ireland to go on to win it, but man, that is a game that ended up being much closer than I was expecting. 98% of people went for an Ireland win, but lower down is where you wanted to be. Yain and T Joppy 84, I think that is. That's hard. I'm reading it on a smaller viewfinder for me. Splitting the difference there. Both of you going for 10 points. No one wanted to go one less and just take that full bonus point. You guys will split it in two. A lot of us going very high out towards Ireland. What was the big scores for Ireland? Emmett all the way down here thought Ireland by 55. That would have been a big old score. Two people did actually go for Wales, and weren't, you know, crazily far off. You still couldn't have got a bonus point even if you'd gone for the Wales by 1. But yeah, 9 took me by surprise. England versus Scotland then. I get to smile about this one because it is still the only fixture I think probably across my entire channel I have called right 100% of the time. England taking this one by 1. I went for England by 1. I got it bang on. There was something about this game where I said it in the preview video. In the preview I said England by 2, and as I thought more about it over the course of the evening, I was like, I think it's going to be even tighter. I think it's going to be by 1. Dropped it down to 1 point and got it bang on. Man, Scotland fans. Finn Russell missing a few kicks, and Duhan van der Merwe had a great game. He could have got more. Why weren't people giving him the ball? I honestly feel like Scotland probably should have got on to win that, but I get the bang on pick with me. Anyone joining me along the way? Quite a few people went for England. I thought this one would be quite a 50-50 split. There's the half bonus points. Wow, still scrolling down. Oh no, just me taking the full point, all to myself on the England by 1 call. A few people went for the low end Scotland wins as well. You guys also get half a point. But this was the game I thought people will get caught out because I think it's going to be so close. Quite a few people going for Scotland, unfortunately losing a point this week. And then finally, Italy, France. I thought a France win, and I thought a France decent win. I think I said 30. Yes, I did. I said France by 30 and then 49? My goodness. A 7-1 split for France on the bench. And yet, so much done by the French backs. I thought it would all be through the French forwards. I got the call wrong on this one, but you know, still went high. Did anyone take anything? The Beast went for the 18 for Italy up there. Did anyone go that far out for a France? Kian there said France by 42. So you get the full bonus point for being closest, but not within the 5. You did get within the 10 to still maintain that point. They almost took that away from you because a couple of missed kicks for them as well, right? I was all the way down there and still only 1 point for me. So if you went for France, we're all basically on the same level from that one. Taking a look at the results for the round then. It's me! I'm out on top on 5.5. That England call giving me a big old boost. Bowie coming in there on second place with 5 points, along with Steed Cox and Scottish Squid and T Joppy and Kane as well coming in there. All of us ending on 5. Poxy, Metal, Omaniac, Elward, Ara Wartex, Aquias, Etai, Lepore, Ben, do you like curry? Oh my goodness, there's a lot of people. Mr. Cucumber, Brandon Bears Gamer, M. Henderson, I'm new here. All of you guys getting the 4.5, close towards that top end. Getting those just getting those 3 picks correct and getting the Grand Slam point is ever so important. We'll have a scroll down so everyone else can see their name. A few falls in there, whereas eventually people will start getting the missed calls. This is where it starts. Wales to win, unfortunately, getting you there on the first one of the 2 from 3. which is where it begins to sink down. And, as we get on through these rounds, being able to get all 3 calls is getting tougher and tougher. Scrolling down to some people who didn't lock in their picks this week. And what has that done then to the leaderboard as we go on to round 4? That 11 still stays out in that number 1 spot on 14.75. Elward moves up 1 on 14.5. That gap closing at 0.25, very, very close. Now, Milan dropping down 1, still doing well though on 14 points. Steed Cox climbs 8, up into 4th place on 13.25. Joint with me, who's climbed 16 places. I'm coming for the number 1 spot. Maybe not, I'm still a point and a half away. It's doable. I'm probably going to need some of you guys further up to at least get a call wrong. I think getting it by the bonus points is going to be tough for me to be able to take over number 1. But finishing top 10, I think, is still very good. I'm happy with finishing the top 10. T. Jobby coming in there as well on 13, climbs 9 places up into 6th. Do You Like Curry climbs 11 places up into 7th on 12.5. You are joint now with Callum 29 and Sliceberg both dropping down a couple places still on 12.5. And then to finish out the top 10, Joey Barden 87 in 10th on 12.25, along with the old wife. She's there too on 12.25. She's dropped down 1, Mrs. Dragon. And we'll have a bit of a scroll down, see where some big climbers were. Scottish Squid climbed 28 places. That's a big old leap. Bowie as well, climbing up 26 places, 11.5. There's not a great deal in it. I mean, getting some big calls, later into this tournament could be big for just climbing up that board. Exequias climbs 15. Bears Gamer as well, climbing up 12, well done to Bears. M. Henderson climbs 18 places. Kian, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Kian or Kian, let me know down in the comment section a better pronunciation for that one. Comes in on a plus 33. Up into 31st place. That is a huge jump for you. Gladiator down 22. Mystic Tom down 20. Lot of big changes around here. Of course, this will be if you got that Scotland-England coin, that ends up being a big loss in terms of the points. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see some other big droppers as we go down there. Oh, Villa Farrell down 6 as well. Always does very well, Villa Farrell. Dave 61 climbed up 22. Goby down 27. Unfortunately for you there, Goby. Big drop. Metalomaniac climbs 25. Clip Clop up 18. Oh, Tate McDermott fan down 56. What happened, Tate McDermott? Maybe not getting your picks in time. I'm going to guess that one. That's a huge jump. Azamad also the same, down 49. Beterav down 39. It's a killer if you don't get your picks locked in. It will always be the thing all the way down there too. A couple of people have unfortunately still never ever got a pick in over the course of the tournament. Haven't had time. But congratulations to me for winning the round. That's arrogant, but that's what happened. And That 11 for being out in that number 1 spot as we go on to round number 4 in 2 weeks' time. Can I close that gap even more? Fantasy time then. What a weird round for basically everyone. Almost everyone at the end of the first 2 games had under 100 points. And I was like, this is a terrible round across the board for everyone. Duan van der Merwe was one of the only guys who scored points. I was so confident for some reason going into this round. I thought everyone's going to pick Duan van der Merwe. I think England are going to win that game. And I think if you're Steve Borthwick, your number 1 piece of advice in that training room is don't let Duan van der Merwe do anything. 3 men marking him every time. Shut him down. He is the only man to shut down. Stop him. And I thought everyone's going to pick Duan van der Merwe and he's not going to do anything because England are going to shut him down and I'll look like a genius for not picking him. I'll even put him in my thumbnail on Friday's video and everyone will go, MaD Dragon's thinking in 4D now. He's so ahead of the game. Nope, had a great game. So came back to bite me. But yeah, at the end of the second game, Duan van der Merwe was basically the only player with some real points. And then France came along and blew up the fantasy. So basically everyone finished well over 200 points out of nowhere. Can't believe it actually happened. And it all came down to just whether or not you picked the right French players in the right position. So starting out with the team of the week then. What was the best possible team you could have come out with? It was an all-English lockout in the prop department. Ellis Genge and Will Stewart on a 12 and a 10.5 respectively. Mal Vaca in at hooker on 15.5. The reason for my reaction is I dropped Mal Vaca from my team to put Julian Marchand in, thinking 7-1 split. Julian Marchand will come on, 45th minute, driving mauls all day, 2 or 3 tries, he'll finish on 20 points. Great call. I'm amazing at rugby. No, came on in like the 60th minute. Took way too long for him to come on. They had 1 driving maul, got over for a try, and it got done for a penalty, and it didn't count. Great, awesome move. Failure by me. Should have just left Malvaca on. That was a waste of a transfer for me. Your lock department. Itoje and Gillard coming in there on 12.5 and 18.5 respectively. 18.5 is a lot for a lock. I doubt a lot of people are. I'm not sure if Poverty Swifts actually had him, because 31 is actually the best lockout, but I think Poverty Swift had Itoje as a captain, so I think it doubles up there a little bit. But yeah, 31 is actually the best score you could have got for your lock department. Best back row, Jack Morgan coming in on 17 points. Are in the red bar now. Greg Aldreet on 20. What another great game that boy had. And Jack Conan, who I said in my Friday video, I was like, make sure you get Jack Conan in your team. I didn't have the budget to be able to fit him in my Superbru team, but he did very well on 17 as well. Man, oh man. You can see the orange bar here, which is insane. I've never seen an orange bar like the scrum half, Antoine Dupont, finishing on 39.5, which is a record for scrum half across 5 years of doing the Superbru. I've never seen, I don't think we've ever really got above 20 for like a scrum half. I think a couple of times we probably go above 20. 39.5 is insane for almost any position. The scrum half specifically, though, is wild. And some of you guys made him captain, which is even wilder to me. I don't think I'd ever pick a scrum half as captain, but that is a 79-point block if you made Antoine Dupont your captain. Absolutely insane. Your best fly half of the round, excluding your kicking value and what have you, was 11 points, and that went to Paolo Garbisi, getting over for his try. Centre partnership, Menoncello on 16 points, who again sat on my bench because I put Ringrose in. That was a good decision, MaD Dragon, as he gets red carded and sent off. One of the only times I've ever picked Gary Ringrose. Get him a red card. Why not? And then Osborne in at centre. Didn't even cross my mind that he would be in on Superbru as a centre. I've always thought of him as the Irish fullback. Never think of him as a centre. Didn't even look him up. That was a missed call by me. 17 points for Osborne as well. And then in your back three, Duan van der Merwe on 28 points after I thought he won't do anything. Got player of the match. Leo Barre came in on 32. What a great game the French fullback had. And the next best one was Ramos on 27, if you made him a kicker. If not, it was Biel Biarré, who got 25.5, I think. So would have come pretty close to the Duan van der Merwe score as well. Lots and lots of big points. A few of you guys made Duan van der Merwe captain as well, and Barre, and a lot of us went for BLBRE. French backs were your big scorers, in a lot of positions there. So how did we all get on? In the number one spot then, Bowie coming in there with not only good predictions this week, but getting top spot on 269. For anyone who's seen these videos before, 200 to me is a good score. 269 might be up there for one of the highest. I'm trying to think what we had in the World Cup. I'm wondering if we had some get into the 280s before. I don't think... Has anyone ever cracked 300? I don't remember. But 269 is a huge score. Villa Farrell and Poverty Swifts coming in second place on 268.5 joint, which is also just a massive score. Finn the Russell Hustler coming in on 258.5 joint with Wacker for joint fourth along the way, or joint fourth, because they were joint second above. David Wakefield comes in sixth place on 257.5. Sliceberg in seventh place on 256. Exequias on 255 joint with Huey Pelotu, and Pierre to seal us out in the top 10 of 252.5. Huge scores. Have you made Dupont captain? You're laughing this round. As we'll have a bit of a scroll down to have a bit of a look through the old list here. I thought I did okay, and by looking at your guys' scores, absolutely not. A lot of people getting over 200 this round. Where did I even finish up? I'm actually not sure. There's Bears Gamer. I was trying to keep track of Bears. Oh, there's me. Bears finished about 3 points ahead of me. Well done, Bears. On 225.5. I'll have a bit of a scroll down further. Look how many people got over 200. Isn't that insane? I think I was on 60 going into the France versus Italy game. Absolutely crazy. And then eventually we'll get down below the 200s. But in all honesty, so many of you guys did so well going along. A couple of them that slipped me up. Gary Ringrose, man, getting his red card, finishing on minus score, caught me out. Malvaca was another poor one for me. There wasn't really a lot else I could do. I had 6 players either not starting or on the bench while I was making my transfers, and it kind of screwed me because you can only do 4. Duan van der Merwe, Should have been the pick. Should have been the pick for me, not Mac Hansen for me out on the wing. So in terms of the leaderboard, how are we looking then? Villa Farrell, always down in the comment section in these videos. I always enjoy seeing Villa Farrell's reaction to these things. Climbs 4 places up into first place on 708.5. Big score for Villa Farrell this week. Rob stays in second place on a 693.5. Gazzy J climbs up 5 into third place on 688.5. All Blacks, unfortunately, dropping down 3 places into fourth, but still maintaining a good score there on 683.5. Phil climbs up 6 places to get into the top 10 in fifth place on 681. Finn the Russell Hustle climbs 13 places to join him in the top 10 on 676.5. Only 1 point ahead of Big Brain, who's always been a massive, massive contender, finds himself down in 7th place, which is not anywhere I think I've ever seen Big Brain. He's always amazing at these fantasies on 675. Joint with Nutcracker, who climbs 6 to get into 8th. 1 point ahead of Sliceberg in 9th on 674. And Wacker sealing out those top 10 on a 672. Wild how close it still all is. There's, 4 points separating 6th and 10th. Villa Farrell's got a bit of a lead here going into round 4. If you can just keep those picks going for another 2 rounds, that could be a tournament coming your way. Bears Gamer drops down out of the top 10 as well as Footy Easy. Bowie won the round, climbs 23 places up into 15th. The Locks Are Loaded dropped down 9th. Highland Cows went up 8. Steve Thompson up 8. Exequias up 13. David Wakefield up 16. Almost into the top 20 now. Mr. Tashtastic drops down 1 bat. Myself, I dropped down 4. I'm still staying in that top 25 after a first round that didn't necessarily go, or a second round that didn't go my way. One of the rounds I had quite a bad round in. And trying to finish in the top 25 is kind of what I'm hoping for now. I'm right on the cusp of being able to stay in there. Need a better round next round. As we scroll down, a few people more jumping around. Sort of 10 up, 10 down is where we're going. Oh, there we go. Stein Humble coming in there, plus 18. Wusteen Bock dropping down 26. Anya also dropping down 26. Poverty Swifts climbs up 22. Sean climbs up 11. Analytical Waterboy drops down 10. MCFC Fan 30 up 16. There's a bit of a jump there for you. Yain climbs 16. Octal Micro climbs 13. Liver P drops down 18. Man, oh man, there's some rough going in this fantasy. It's so weird how these rounds have worked themselves out. There's so many massive scores. Normally there's like a couple of people who crack 200. The French backs are just taking over this game. It becomes really hard to keep track of, and a lot of people unfortunately not getting their picks, and all of you guys finishing on the wooden spoon. So congratulations to Bowie on taking the round, and to Villa Farrell climbing those 4 places to get into number 1 as we get on to round 4. Finishing us off then with the official Six Nations one then. A better round for me, 67th in the league. We've got like 200 people or something, so 67th feels okay going on there. A couple of my picks coming in slightly better for me. I had Barre in there. Addis Sogbay scored okay for a captain. I should have maybe gone there. Ringrose with his red card ended on 4. James Lowe, who I was really confident getting into the side, only finished on 19. Antoine Dupont on 90. Conan did well. Dempsey and Canoni, it was budgetary. Was struggling a little bit in these positions, but they sort of did okay. The prop department I still don't understand. Of these are gold star players in the Superbru, and yet they scored like 13 points in the official one. I don't think the point system works out as well in the official one. It seems to be basically all your points are made here, and almost nothing comes from the forwards except your hooker who might get over for a try. So Julien Marchand on 39 as a super sub, not great either. If he got his try that got disallowed, could have been something for me. But my back still okay, my forwards not so much. You know what, I'm happy with 67th at that point. As we go on then, per round, Yayan comes in the number 1 spot on 599. Let's see what the best team of the round was. Do have Adam over there on 62. Actually getting nobody of sort of the same as me in the backs at all, apart from, oh no, I didn't even have Ramos. I don't think we had a single pick the same. Osborne did well at centre, Mo Farah at 39. Antoine Dupont as captain though. There it is. 180 points once again is going to be the big difference. Greg Aldreet on 47. I had to drop him from my video on Friday. I didn't have the budget for him. And Toji on 29. Oh, she didn't get that much more than Chesham. Yeah, and again, props. Did any props do well in this round? Kind of really struggling there, but 599 is a really, really good score. The Wookiee Will Win comes in second place on 568. Kerry Kings on 567. Scrummy Kit comes in on 563. Brandon in fifth place on 553. Robo Raptor comes in sixth place on 548. Chris Rugby on 539. 1 point ahead of Chats BYT on 538. Ireland, just the whole of Ireland is in now, on 538. And ELH finishing out on 535. Actually quite close with a lot of people's scores. But Anton Dupont, absolutely your big captain to be able to have in this round. I'll have a bit of a scroll down. I'll enjoy scrolling down through this one because I'm actually going to be in the leaderboard for the first time. Man, I have struggled in the official fantasy. I really don't think the official fantasy is as good as the Superbru. Just the way the scoring system works, and like some positions really don't score very highly. Where did I get on to there? 67. You know, I'll take it at this point. It's so weird to me that I did so well in the Autumn Nation series, but then the Six Nations, I'm struggling all over the place. I don't think I'm making the best picks along the way, but it is interesting how low some players score, even though they have really good performances, like those sort of England props did as well. I thought they were good picks as we finish up there in the top 100 with Welsh Guy down there on 433. So who's taking the final standing then for the round? It is Chaz BYT comes in on climbing 13 places up into first place on 1,450. Joint after 4 rounds of the ridiculous scoring system that is the official fantasy. Joint with Low, who's also on 1,450. Wasters drops down 2, but only 3 points behind on 1,447. Bozzy climbs up 6 places up into 4th on 1,418. Bundadiaki climbs up 2 on 1,411. Constant Jet, that's a big climb for you, up 20 places on 1,410. Bowie, just doing well across the board. This Six Nations on 1,409. For Ruck's sake, drops down 2 on 1,400. Bang on. It's hard in its own right to get the bang on numbers. Trebos PG or Trabos, I'm going to guess, comes in on 1,389, and then Ben L climbs 3 to finish us out in the top 10. I doubt I'm anywhere from there. It's not coming on. Climbs up 33. Mr. Tashtastic up 36. Anya up 63. Chris Rugby up 70. This goes to show just how many players we have in this tournament, right? The fact that people are climbing like nearly 100 places from a good run. The Wookiee Will Win climbs 99 places up into 30th. I mean, it just goes to show I'm just 1 round away. Yayan's up 110 places. Huge jumpers. This round, getting those French backs picks correctly, as Connor does. Rugby up 13. Connor's doing much better than me in the official Six Nations one. Whackers Wonders dropped down as well. 38's climb there. 70's climbing up there. Oh man, I'm not in the top. Oh, Bears game is down 24. Bears is also doing okay in the official fantasy one. Where am I? I'm 104th. I'm almost in the top 100. That's what I'm going for, honestly, at this point. There's so many people playing in this fantasy top 100. I'll just take it. I'll just take it at this point. Let's hope I can have a better round 4. But thank you to everyone who is joining in. Well done to the winners and going into the top of round 4. We've got Chaz BYT there and Low on joint number 1 spot. Looking forward to see how you guys get on for round 4. No rugby next weekend, but we'll still be coming out with plenty of different rugby content on the channel as well. And then, of course, make sure you're sticking around and subscribe if you're not, because, of course, we'll be doing more fantasy picks when it gets around to next Friday and all that good stuff, along with some of the match previews, going over the team announcements, all that good stuff. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.